Hey, how are you? Nathan here from PH Studios, and welcome to the TowerDefense Showcase. And in this video, I'm just going to demonstrate the game and give you a nice introduction for the game. And this will be available to everybody the minute the video is released. So if you're watching this, look in the YouTube description, the forum posting, the main website posting. Anywhere I posted the video, it'll probably be under the video, saying download the game here, then the link. So you can download this, and then when you open up the zip file, you will see this. Alright, so the game is finally released. I had some technical difficulties in the last few weeks with the videos, but I'm here now, and I want to do the game introduction first. So anyway, this game has been in development for about 2 years. I'm glad that the initial release is right now. I hope you will be happy with it, and I'm always open to suggestions. This game is nowhere near complete. This is just version 1.0 of the Tower Defense engine. I plan to develop this game and the engine for a long time, so I'll be releasing updates regularly. So if you find any bugs or think any cool features will be cool to add, let me know and I'll add those in. But the initial game engine is released. This is why I'm making the video, and the Tower Defense development series will cover the initial engine. With that being said, as I mentioned, the game will be an ongoing process, so as I do patches and bug fixes and content updates, I will also expand on the development series. So if let's say you find a couple patches that I need to fix. Some of those might be easy, some of those might be difficult, but I will release regular updates to the development series on what the bugs were and how I fix them. You tell me what the bugs are. I need to go investigate how to find them, how to replicate them. That will all be discussed in the series. I think that's a good thing as a tutorial writer and producer, to get you into the mindset on how do I find bugs or how do I patch games or stuff like that. So I think it'll be good videos to add to the series. Now, also, when I add new content, I will obviously update the development series on this is what we had before, this is what I want to implement, and here's how you get to that. So, this series will be an ongoing series, and it'll just be kind of, I'll probably work on it for years to come. So anyway, let's go back to the game. When you open up the zip file, when you download it, you will see what you see on my screen. You have the content folder, the particle system DLL, screen system DLL, Tower Defense engine DLL, and the actual game and the config file. And that just tells you what the runtime is. Alright, prerequisites. You downloaded the game, or you're thinking about downloading the game. The prerequisites that you need are .NET 4.0, not the client profile, the full .NET 4.0, and XNA 4.0. You need those two things installed. You can go to the Microsoft website to install those, and once you install that, you can run the game. Okay. Now, before going to actually playing the game, let's go into the content folder. Now, in the next few weeks, I will be releasing the first content update. I'll add a new map, the vector map. So if we go into the content folder, look at our maps, the only maps we have right now are forest and snow. So I will be releasing the vector map in the next few weeks. And then I will also release, not in the next few weeks, but soon, I will release different audio packs that you can install. And I'll show you how to do that. Like, just different sounds, different music that you can use in your game. You can just drag them in this folder, and you have new sounds in your game. So that will be kind of interesting to have different audio packs that you can download and use them. So anyway, let's actually go into the game now. Alright, so when you start the game, you get the nice PH Studios introduction video, and you get the menu screen. Let me go ahead and turn down the volume just a little bit. Alright, so in the paddles tutorial, we took a very simple approach to the screen system. We had a very, very, very basic menu that just had static text. Then you can select what section to choose if you want to play the game, see the keyboard mappings, or quit the game. Now, we took that a step farther with the Space Shooter tutorial, and it was an animation menus. The text would animate, it will kind of scale up and then scale down, and then it will repeat that process. And it was a more advanced approach to the screen system. Now, for the tower defense, we took that a step farther, and we created another advanced step, and we have a background texture, a logo at the top. The items are static text, but they have a button look, and when you select a button, it has a different look than the non-selected items, and just that sort of thing. Okay, so when you start the game, you get a play, options, help, or quit. Now, options, you can select, you can change the volume if you want to, and this is just a very basic approach. You just select like music and press the down key. I want to make the music quiet, and then it will make the music much more quiet than it was before. Help, this will give you a brief overview on the user interface, and you can see here what I did with the user interface is on the main screen, the map region. You will see the ant has a health display above it. At the very bottom of the screen, you can see a wave information. And this tells you that the current wave will always be listed first. Any waves you have already completed will not be listed. The waves that need to be complete, need to be active, will be to the right of the current wave. Now, this takes advantage of the user interface design, and a normal wave will be the map's forecolor. Now, what is the map's forecolor? If you look on the far right, you'll see like far right, and at the top, you'll see like available money and place towers. That's in white. That is the map's forecolor. So the current wave will be that forecolor if it's normal. If it's a boss wave, it'll be the map's error color. Now, what's the map's error color? If you look on the right side and look towards the bottom, launch next wave now is in an error state. So the error color is red for this map. Alright, on the right side at the top, you'll see available tower, or available money and placed towers. We have a block below that has a purchase a tower. When you click the icon, it will take you to the tower view, and then you can see what the stats are and if you want to buy it or not. The block below that, we have a current wave, so wave 1 of 8, and the health. Health is 20 in this case. And below those two text elements, we have a game management section. Now, launch next wave now has to be in the middle of a wave state. We cannot have a active wave going at the moment. Each wave has a delay. When I get done with destroying these 5 slow ants, then it will say wave 5 slow ants will start in 10 seconds. At that point, I can launch the next wave now. I plan to change this in version 1.5. where we can have multiple waves going at the same time. Then we have the usual pause, increase speed, and decrease speed that you've seen in probably most of the tower defense games. Now, increase speed, you can keep on clicking that button until you reach the maximum speed. At that point, that button will become red, it'll be in an error state, and it will deactivate. You cannot increase the speed any farther. Alright, now I'm going to press space to advance to the next image. Alright, so this image deals with, let's go back to the first image where we have the purchase a tower block. We select one of the icons, so I'm going to select one of the icons, then it will advance to this picture. It will give us the tower name, the texture, and a short description, and to the right of the tower name will be its level. So Poison Tower 1 is a Poison Tower of level 1. It'll show its stats, the health, damage, and fire rate. Health does not mean anything in this version, and that will be implemented in 1.5 as well. Below the stats, we have its specials. Is it dot over time, or dot damage over time, or AoE area of effect? Or no specials, is it just a normal tower? And then below that, we have the overall value we put in this tower. How much money we spent on this tower overall. That will be the price. Now, under those text elements, we have a buy tower button that will tell us how much it will cost to buy this tower. And we can compare that with our available money, and we'll see if we can buy the tower. At the very bottom of the block, we have a cancel button, so we can cancel the selection. Alright, I'm going to advance to the next image. Now, when you actually select a tower that's on the map, it will display its attack radius. That's this thing here. And it'll show the attack radius. Any monster has to be within this radius to have it attackable. Now on the right side, it'll give us simple stats that we saw before. It'll give us an upgrade tower button, which is currently in red. I cannot upgrade the tower because I don't have enough money if you look at the very top. Or we can sell the tower, which is 50% of its overall price. Or we can deselect it and select a different tower. So that's the user interface, and I apologize, jumped into the code there. So let me go ahead and let's go actually into the game and let's do a quick run. Oh, let's quit. Let me talk about the level selection screen. So in my previous games, we just had it to go right into the game when we click play. But this obviously won't work in this type of game because we have multiple maps that we can choose. So I had to implement a map selection screen. This is not on the engine side, it is just in the game side. So you can customize this, all the programs out there, you can customize this and do whatever you want to have a different type of level selection screen. It's not built into the game engine, so you can make it completely different than what I have it already. Now we do left and right to select a different map, but I'm going to go into the forest map. Okay, so I think you got a good understanding on the user interface, so I'm just going to go ahead and click the tower. Now I can buy the tower, so I'm going to buy a couple times. Alright, I have no more money. I'm going to increase the speed until it's in red, and then I cannot increase it anymore. Alright, so I'm going to let this run for a little bit, and I'll talk a little bit about the game itself. The monsters will spawn from the spawn point, which my game implementation has it looking like this. You can always tell which one it is. I will show you right now. If you click Buy Tower, the map user interface will change. Anything that's in red, you cannot place your tower. The blue block is where the monsters spawn. Obviously, the other part is where the monster's destination is. That's where you want to keep them from. So, let me go and place this tower. Let me go ahead and upgrade this tower. I can upgrade this one. Actually, I'll upgrade this one. It's more effective since they're coming this way. Alright, so as you probably noticed that as I'm playing this game, you will see bullets fly out of the turrets. And when they hit the monsters, they break into little chunks. That's using my particle system. Each bullet has a particle system that has those little chunks, and they break into parts. You can customize this by having your particle texture be something completely different than what I have it. And you actually have to have a particle texture for the bullet in order for it to work. I'm going to let this go until we get to the boss level. And by the way, the 4 color is in green. So if you look at the bottom, 15 slow ants is in green because it's a 4 color. Let's go ahead and launch the next wave now. Now, flies are very fast. Obviously, they just crawl, but they're very fast, and they're not a boss, so they only take 1 as you see them down to a health of 15. So you want to be prepared for the flies in my game. Alright, now if you look at the very bottom left, you see 3 swamp creatures in red. That's the air color that I have in my game. Now, the bosses are extremely high life, so you must be prepared. And I've just been talking, so I'm not really prepared for it. But it will demonstrate what happens when I reach the my house. Look at my health. It's down to 13. Look at the health. It's down to 11. So a boss takes twice the lives that a normal monster takes. Okay, so when you successfully finished a map, we still had 11 lives left at the end. That means we successfully finished this map. As of right now, it'll take you to the level selection screen. I will have a congratulations screen implemented in a new version. But for now, it'll just take you to the level selection area. Alright, so that was kind of interesting. We just got 1 tower. As you can see, below the thumbnails, we have available towers 3, waves 8, difficulty 2. So let's go ahead and go into the snow map for a second. And let's look at all the individual towers. So the basic tower, we did that in the forest map. Now we have a bomb tower. It is AoE, area of effect. And we can click buy tower. Let's place it there. And now the one on the far right is a poison tower. It is dot, damage over time. And that is up for the programmer to decide what the damage is. For my game, it is 10% of the current damage. So over 5 seconds. So it'll be 1 damage over 5 seconds. Okay, for the bomb tower, let's go ahead and increase the speed. And I'm going to try to get this to where it's at the 20 slow ants wave. Because that will be the best demonstration for it. Let me go ahead and upgrade a few towers when I get the money. Also, a quick tip, well, this is for the programmers out there. The way that the mouse works, it only works on the top left for right now. If you want to create a mouse texture that has a pointer pointing to the bottom right or bottom left or some other way, you'll have to wait until the next patch for that. And also, by the way, if I have the mouse texture in both buttons, it will only do the top button. Because the way that the mouse works, it'll only point to the top left location. Alright, let's look at the bottom tower really quick. As you see, it does the AoE damage. All the monsters around them are flashing in red when we attack. So it does a decent amount of AoE damage. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and pause this recording, and I will come back when we get to the boss level. Alright, so Ice Brutes right now. If you look at the very bottom, 5 Ice Brutes is in red. Remember, that's in reference to the air color. Now, these Ice Brutes are extremely slow because they have around 4,000 life. And I haven't been upgrading my towers, I just let this run. So anyway, that's what the Ice Brutes look like. They're just the same as the swamp creatures from the forest map. I just made them look icy to give them an actual meaning to their name. So anyway, that's it for the actual game. So let's go ahead and close this out. So yeah, the game is currently in very easy mode. It's not really a game at this point. It's just a engine demonstration, so to speak. Here's the engine. This is what the engine can do, basically. However, if you look at my previous games, my Paddles or Space Shooter game, this already is by far way more advanced than those by 1,000. I did not have any music or sound in those games. They just had like 3 textures. And this makes that look like I did the Space Shooter in about 10 minutes. So there's the game. I hope you enjoy it. Let me know if you find any bugs. I did mention one bug with the user interface that if you upgrade the tower, there's a chance that when you upgrade to the maximum level, the button will not become red and be in an air state. It will deactivate, but it will not show up in red until you deselect it and select the tower again. That will be fixed in the next patch. But any other bugs you find, let me know and I'll fix them in another patch. Or the same patch. But anyway, that's the game. I hope you enjoy it. As it stands, right now, 1.1 will be the next patch that I add. And what that will include is the user interface fix that I mentioned just a minute ago. The new map, a vector map. Mouse in menus. If you launch the game and the only way you can interact with the menu is with the keyboard up or down keys, I will add a mouse ability to use the mouse in the menu. I will bring in new sounds and more bosses. So that will be in the 1.1 update. That will be a few weeks later. I want to get these development tutorials finished for the premium members because they've been very patient with me regarding that. I did have a technical issue with the videos before. I was supposed to release them 2 weeks ago, but you know, technical problems, there's really nothing you can do to avoid them. So the only thing to do now is just go forward and release the videos. I have to redo most of them. So I'll release the videos for premium members first, because they deserve it. And then I'll release them to everybody else probably a few days later. It's already passed on the public release schedule that I was hoping for. So to kind of make things a little bit balanced for both groups, I'll release them to premium members first, and then probably a day or two later, I'll release them to everybody else. Now my plans for tonight were kind of cut short. I was hoping to release a couple of tutorials for you guys, but that'll probably have to wait until tomorrow. This recording I had to do twice, so I ran into some issues with that. I've just been very unlucky with recordings. The first time I did it, I just recorded, and I was not aware that I set up Camtasia Studio to record the system audio. I did that for Minecraft videos. I did not uncheck that box, so I just talked away for 40 minutes on my previous recording, and then when I went back to listen to it, I couldn't hear myself. The music and sound effects were way too loud. So this is my second time doing this tonight, and it's getting late, and I should probably get some sleep. So that's my second round of bad luck with recordings, but hopefully I can get some videos out tomorrow. So anyway, that's the game. I hope you enjoy it. That'll be the thing I will release today. I hope you'll play it a few times and enjoy your spare time while you wait for my videos. Try to break my game, try to find bugs, and then I'll release patches and stuff like that. Once again, .NET 4.0, you need the full version, not the client profile. .NET 4.0 and XNA 4.0 are the prerequisites. For those of you that are interested to know what I did to create this game, I used Photoshop and Illustrator for the graphics. Primarily Photoshop. I went into Illustrator like twice, but I figured I would mention it because I did use it. Those are from the Adobe Suite. For the video, I used Adobe After Effects. For the music and sound effects, I used GarageBand, which is on the Mac. And the one that's from the Adobe Suite, I believe it's called Audition. But somebody might have to correct me on that in the comments. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. It's been 2 years in the making. It would have been out sooner, but I had college work and real work at that time. So that obviously took a toll on my free time. But now that I no longer have classes, and I actually have a full-time job, I can devote some more time because I don't have to study or spend hours and hours and hours of time on homework. Alright, so I'm rambling. If you enjoyed this game, please give me a like on my YouTube channel or post on the forums. Just trying to get the discussion going, stuff like that. And let me know if you have any ideas on what to add. I do have a few ideas for new monsters as well as bosses, but I will not mention that until the update. If you want to help out, if you think this game is cool, show it to your friends or somebody and try to get them to my YouTube channel. And just stuff like that, help my community, help my channel. So anyway, thank you for listening. Thank you for being so patient with me over the years with this series and the past 2 weeks with my technical problems. I really appreciate you understanding me on that point, and thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoy the game. Again, it's not really a game at this point. It's just an engine demonstration. But relative to the Space Shooter game, it's more of a game than that. So I hope you enjoy it. Play it a couple times. Try some things. Try different tower combinations. Try not upgrading any towers and just placing strategically, like in the snow map, the bomb tower and poison tower, and try not upgrading any towers and see how that goes. And we'll go from there. I will also create derivatives of the map. So there might be like 6 forest maps and 4 snow maps and 2 vector maps or something like that to make it more interesting. Thank you again and have a good night.